Okay, well, after 2 defeats in the league, how pleasing was it to get a couple of wins on the board?
Delighted with the way that the lads performed. We had a way and a structure of playing in both the games, and so really pleased in how the lads tried to fit into that structure and tried to perform from that structure, because that's what's important. So no, it was a pleasing couple of performances. We scored some goals, showed some different qualities, and coming back into the game after being 2-0 down, undeservedly so, I believe, on Tuesday. So a good week for us, and we want to finish it off with another positive performance and result, hopefully at the weekend.
I didn't want to be 2-0 down, but just coming from behind to beat Oldham, does that give you the squad an extra bounce as well?
Well, hopefully, we certainly spoke a lot about moving on from getting too high and too low. We've spoke about that and a way of thinking about that, and the players seem to do that. Couldn't dwell on it. The past was the past, and we had to move on. Yeah, we were disappointed with the way that we lost the goals, but the boys were terrific in how they moved on. So no, we should get a bounce from it. It's good to be 2-0 down and win 3-2. You deserve credit, so every credit to them. But we will, as we do with disappointment, we'll move on quickly, learn from it, and move on now to the next day's training and the next game.
He did show character against Oldham as well. You got the clean sheets against Crawley, so it was 2 good wins, wasn't it? 2 different wins.
2 different wins. It shows different ways that you need to play in order to try and get results. But that's, again, all credit to the players. We spoke about a way of playing, a structure of how we want to defend and attack, and the players stuck to that, did their jobs well, and then showed what their individual qualities are when asked. So we were pleased with both the performances. And
how pleased were you for Paul Glatzel to get his 2 goals, and one of those a winner as well?
Really pleased for him. It's a big step up from under-23s football. Paul's is a great kid. He's come over here to be challenged and to be put under different asks, if you like. And he's now starting to answer them and develop. So that's what all the loan players that have came here to develop. That's what they're doing. They're coming to the stage in their career where they're ready to come and take these challenges on. And Paul certainly on Tuesday night showed a lot of great qualities. Now, like all the players, they've got to try and find the consistency of that and make that impact in every game, and continue to keep improving.
And you gave Ryan Stratulis his debut on Tuesday. How happy were you with his performance, and how was he after the game as well?
I was really happy with his performance. I was really pleased, because you don't know what they're going to be like until you put them out there. You can guess at it and you can think that they're going to be all right, and that's obviously what we felt, that why he was ready to go in and perform. And then he went in and I thought he was outstanding. And again, for Ryan now, it's development. And we'll need to keep developing him and giving him opportunities that will test him and continue to keep bringing him forward. But certainly on Tuesday night, there was pleasing signs there, a lot of pleasing signs. We've got a lot of good young players here at the club now who are out on various loans and doing very well. And it's up to us to try and find them development, try and find them areas in the game that we feel we can improve them on, work on them, and move them closer to being a consistent Tranmere player. I love when the young players take their opportunities like that, and he certainly did on Tuesday night. It was really pleasing, and I think everybody who came enjoyed watching him play.
I was going to say, how satisfying is it for a manager to see a player come to the ranks and then hand him his debut as well?
Well, it is, because I'm a dad as well, so I have the dad instincts. And with my young players, they're like my football sons, so I work hard with them, and I try and help them become give them the qualities which needed to become footballers. And then when you see one get out and perform like that, you really do. You love seeing it. So I was really, really pleased for him, really proud of him. And now it'll be about, like I say, keep giving him challenges to try and keep bringing him forward and keep giving him problems that we can help him fix in order to keep improving. and keep the kid moving forward. But we're really pleased that he's here. We're really happy for the progress that he's making.
Looking ahead to the next game against Sutton, you've played 3 of your last 4 league games away from home, but now you've got 3 of the next 4 at Prenton Park. So you'll be looking to take advantage of that, won't you, and get some points on the board as well?
Yeah, definitely. It presents us, like every week, it presents us an opportunity to get 3 points, but certainly at home we would expect to be strong. So it gives us an opportunity over the next sort of couple of games where we have got home games to try and show that home form and pick up as many points as we can, one game at a time. But no, we're looking forward to it. We enjoy playing at home, and like you say, we've been away in a lot of tough games, and now it's a chance to come back to our patch and try and pick up a valuable 3 points against a good Sutton team.
And it is still earlier this season, and the league remains fairly tight. You're only 1 point off 6, but you don't want the teams above 6 to get away from you either, do you?
No, of course you don't. We know we need to win games of football. We need to pick up points, and we need to keep doing that week after week. So Saturday gives us the next opportunity to go and do that.
And just on Sutton United, they're playing the Football League for the first time. They've taken like the duck to water, haven't they? It's a nice story, isn't it? That they're doing so well already. It's
great when the teams come out of the National League and come into the league and do so well. It's always good. I've obviously been a part of that myself, so it's great to see that happening. It's good for football, the freshness of new teams coming into the league, and certainly Sutton have played their part in freshening the league up and giving people with different challenges. So every credit to them for that.
Just finally, any team news?
No, not really. We've got, obviously, because of the performance on Tuesday night, it's great because we have a big, fit and healthy squad who are all performing well. With 10 changes on Tuesday, so everybody's more or less been involved. We'll have a look to see what we can do in order to cause Sutton as many problems as possible and try and get a result. So no, we're in a good place.
Thank you, Micky.
Thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
Micky, two goals for Glatzel and 1 for Maynard midweek. You're getting a bit of a healthy headache for options up front now, haven't you?
Yeah, and that's what should happen, Richard. You know, we're very, very honest, and we're very honest with players, and we're very honest with ourselves, and that's what should be happening. We should be getting problems in opposition. That's what they should be here for, to create the problems for us. And we haven't really been getting cause-day problems. But it was pleasing on Tuesday night, like you say, that people come in and do what they have done. And now we have a healthy group. I welcome the problems. Because always, as you know, Richard, you know me well, I only want Tranmere to win. I will pick a team that I believe will help Tranmere get a result. There'll be no sentiment in it in terms of my relationship with any of the players or anything like that. Do I think that this team will get me a result on Saturday? But it's pleasing that more and more are coming into the frame now and give me options that may make me believe that other people can. So it was really good. I'm really pleased.
Despite getting to the final of the Papa John's Trophy last year for Tranmere, there's been a bit of apathy towards that competition in recent years because of the changes made with the under-21 Premier League sides coming in and what have you. But so far this season, obviously, good results for Rovers, but also you seem to be getting quite a lot of benefit about being able to put players out in these games because obviously there's no reserve league as such now, but you've got a squad of players who are all vying for positions. So it's, if anything, this seems to be benefiting Rovers at the moment.
I think so, because we approach it with the right mentality. Richard, we approach the game and we say to the players that we expect to perform and play well, and there'll be no gimmies. We won't be saying it was only a Cheshire Cup game or anything like that. No, we want to, right through the whole football club, make sure that any team that goes out to represent Tranmere, we expect them to play well. We expect them to perform properly. We have a way of playing and we expect players to go and do that. So that's probably why the way that we're approaching the games is making it, they're making the games the way that they are. I thought Tuesday night was a really good game. I really enjoyed Tuesday night. And I think the people who came along would have enjoyed it. I thought it had everything in it, loads of goals and good play and two very competitive teams. So it was everything that I wanted from the game. I don't want to go and waste my time and the players' time and people paying into to waste their money either. So it gave me everything that I needed to come away from it with only positives. So it was good.
Carl mentioned about the development of Blackpool and how, you said how he's come here and he's now played from under 23s football to playing in League Two, a lot more physical physical standard maybe. But can I just ask you a wider question on that? In terms of a player's development, a young player's development, obviously they've got used to playing against bigger defenders, physical defenders, men, stronger people. Should a young striker be developing the technical side of the game first before going into that physical side, or is it a bit of both as they're coming through?
That's a good question. It depends on the individual, doesn't it? I mean, if some big young players, don't you? What people seem to overlook, they just, not lazily, but they kind of don't look into the detail of. So we're talking about League Two there, so you're talking about development in League Two, and we just pigeonhole it as League Two. But if you go through the history of all the players that play in League Two, they were Paul Galazzo 2 and 3 years ago. These players are all academy players. So if you go through our team, they're all from probably Premiership Academy teams. So they have played that way. But the difference is when you come in to League Two, they come in as academy players and they quickly play against other academy players who are streetwise and have learned another side of the game that makes it very difficult for you. So that's what they come into League Two to learn. But what have you looked into the history of what the players? I mean, look at our team. They're all Liverpool, Manchester United, ex-academy players. And all that's happened is they've come out their systems and they've found football in League Two, but they still have all the qualities that they had when they played in academy football or under 23 football. But they've gained that know-how, that experience, that knowledge, that winning instinct. They're playing probably but it's more serious now because it's now paying bills, paying car loans, mortgages, families, and that's the difference. But just to pigeonhole it as a wee bit, you've got to be careful with just pigeonholing it because League Two has changed now. If you look now, a lot of these players are the generation that started 10, 12 years ago. They're now 22 years of age. They're the lads that started 10 years ago in academies. And all that's happened is they've maybe come out the club and they are now first team players in League Two clubs or League One clubs or Championship clubs trying to find their way forward again. So what's happening with all the 23s players that are coming to us now is they're coming up against very, very streetwise, game ready, educated ex-academy players that have got good experience of playing week in, week out for to pay bills and mortgages and all sorts.
Just final one from me. Sutton this weekend, new to the Football League, but no stranger to Tranmere. 3 seasons in the National League. Sutton, from what as I recall, always a very, very tough opponent to play against. A side that is physical and wasn't scared to go direct. They accounted for Gary Brabham with a victory at Gander Green Lane, I remember. So I don't know how much they've changed since they've come up, but are you expecting another battle along the lines you expected when they were in the National League?
Well, what you get when they keep the teams together and they come out the National League, the top end of the National League isn't the most of the teams there, as we know, Richard, because we've been in there. If you keep the team together and you keep the people who make you successful in the national team in your group, you can come into League Two and be competitive. There's not a massive gap between the top end and pretty much most of League Two. And then the players get the opportunity to develop and play in this level and some grow and get better. And that's probably what's happened to us, and it's probably happened to Sutton. So that makes them a real tough opposition is what a lot of teams have found this season. That's why they've won a lot of games. So we know that we're going to go into that game. That's going to be a really tough game because we're playing against a team that's found a way of winning. They've kept pretty much most of the group together, and they have a way of playing and a formula that gets them results and a great togetherness because they've been successful together. So you're playing against all of that. So it's going to be a tough game. It'll be a tough game, but we'll be ready for that. We're finding a way as well. I think we had 18 players to the group in the summer. So we're 20 games old now as a team. So we're starting to find now a way of getting results in different ways. And the togetherness is building because they're getting to know each other better. The relationships are growing. So we're on the right path forward as well. So it should make for a really good game. We're looking forward to it. And we always love playing at Brenton Park anyway. The atmosphere will be great at the weekend.